London, and welcome to the TGRG Channel 3 Morning News. It is another beautiful day here in the thriving metropolis of London. We have a lot of news to share with you this evening. The Red Raider fall sports teams are among the best in the nation. They worked hard all summer preparing for what is bound to be some great outcomes. Let's hear more from Stacy.
Thank you, Eileen. You're absolutely right. I'm standing in Bullitt Stadium where the amazing Red Raiders spend countless hours on the field preparing to annihilate their opponents. They've been showing so much grit this year. These athletes have been working their tail feathers off this preseason, gearing up to take their teams all the way. I have no doubt in my mind that these guys are going to go all the way this year. The Red Raider football team traveled to Urbana this week. The boys did amazing. They really showed what the Red Raiders are made of, winning the game 62-7 against the Hill Climbers. They played again last night at home with another big win. The boys' soccer team is also off to a great start and have a current record of 2-1. With this dedication to these players and coaches, we will be hearing a lot more great things about these teams. Back to you, Erica.
Gosh, I can't wait to catch some of those games. You can just feel the team spirit. Now, I bet you're all itching to hear the weather in our neighborhood. So Heather, can you fill us in on what to wear to work this week?
Thanks, Erica. Here I am with today's weather report with Hurricane Jim, who's making quite the sweep down 3rd grade hallway. If we make our appearance in Mrs. Alderman's room, you'll find temperatures that deserve a parka. -5,000, might be a bit brisk. We freeze while we eat our lunch. We bring on our blankets during lunchtime. Then we go across the hall and we got Mrs. Mills' room. The Sahara Desert's bringing in the nice humidity here again from Hurricane Jim, keeping us nice and toasty, sweating all day, running the fans. Make sure you bring your towel. And then down on the southwest corridor, we got things pretty nice. Hurricane Jim simmers down a bit. He brings it to a level temperature. You can wear your dress pants, nice shirt, should be good. Now, we run into some more issues when we're traveling down to the restaurant district. You might get a little bit more temperature up in the Alderman area, a bit cold, chilly, but sometimes those smells, they hit you and they make you sick to your stomach. So Jimmy, if we could figure out a way to tone down those smells in the cafeteria, I guess that means we'll be back at you for the news.
Wow, Hurricane Jim seems to be causing a lot of problems around London. I hope it dies down soon and the weather can become more stable across town.
All right, today we brought in a special guest to show us an easy do-it-yourself project that we've been hearing about all around town. So here's Kelly with the how-tos.
Hi guys, I'm here with Chrissy and she's going to show us how to make iReady folders, and I'm super excited because I've seen these on Pinterest. So we're going to get a chance to learn how to do this ourselves.
Well, hi Kelly, I am so excited to be here today to show you that I use iReady folders. So the first thing you're going to need is a folder, and then after your kids have done their iReady testing, then you're going to have their scores and you're going to make one of these recording sheets. So you're going to print this off and it's going to have your reading and your math data, and you're going to start off. I went ahead and have one student already do theirs for us, and so on the, I don't know if you can see this here, but on their sheet they went ahead, we marked their score. This student was like a 445, and then they were able to go ahead and color this in for themselves. So nice. It's a good way for them to see where they're at. The on levels there in gray, and we also put their target score and their stretch score so that they know where they need to go. And so then once you have that, you'll just take it and go ahead and staple it to your folder. And this will stay on this side of.
And the kids can do this all themselves, so
yes,
that's perfect.
They can do it themselves, and then when we take your test in January, end of year, they'll go ahead and do the same, and they can track their growth. Now, the only part that's missing that we'd really love to have would be the lessons. So when we get our lessons,
that would be helpful.
Yeah. Then we will put that right here, and we will staple it on this side. They'll be able to take it home with them. Their parents can track their progress. They can see what lessons they need to do at home, how many minutes needs to be done, and then it'll all just be here with the student's name on the front, and they'll have it all ready to go.
So what you're telling me is we really need lessons to put here, because otherwise the purpose of this folder is
just for tracking data. And how much more fun would it be if they were actually able to see the work that they were doing
to help them progress on this
Yes, I
data.
agree. I agree. Oh my gosh, that's so perfect. I love it. I can't wait to make it.
Yes. I know what my family and I will be doing this evening. No more game nights for us. I think it's an iReady folder making night. Thank you, Chrissy and Kelly, for the how-tos.
This is a topic that hits near and dear to my heart, and that is struggling students in our school system. Many students struggle with traditional learning environments, resulting in a lot of heartache and headaches for the students and parents. It can be difficult to figure out how to help struggling learners due to lack of resources. No matter the reasons for a student's struggle, London Elementary third grade teachers are providing schooling options to help struggling students receive the quality education they deserve to reach their potential. Here is Lindsay to bring us more detail.
Here with Sarah, one of the third grade teachers at London Elementary, and she's one of the teachers that's providing the resources that students need to succeed in the classroom. Sarah, can you tell us a little bit about what resources you and your team are using to help these students excel in the classroom?
Yeah, sure. So one of the main things that we've implemented in our classrooms is a program called iReady. In this program, the students take a diagnostic test for reading and math. And so what this test does is it figures out the skills that each student is lacking in. And so this amazing program creates a learning path that's specialized to each student. And so the students then, it comes up with lessons that they can take. And so we as teachers give them these lessons, and they are on the program for about 45 minutes a week inside our classrooms during their reading centers, during their math centers, during our technology time. But they can also log on to this program at home. So it gives the parents a chance to kind of see what their kids are doing. So this program also provides us with interventions to do with the students, and it gives us some different activities to do with them based on the skills that they are lacking. So it gives us teachers a really great pathway to go on to, because I know a lot of us struggle with figuring out what each kid needs and then figuring out what to do with them once we know what they need, because kids are kind of all over the place.
That always seems to be the toughest part, knowing where
Yes.
to go from what you have.
Yes.
So that sounds.
It takes out the guesswork for
There you
us.
go. That sounds like an amazing program that you and your team are utilizing.
Yeah, so it allows the kids to continue learning and strengthen their skills. So while the kids are on their program, it gives us the interventions that we can do with kids while those friends are on the iReady program. So they're actually getting 2 doses of academic instruction at the same time, so they will succeed and excel at a much faster rate.
That sounds excellent. So all this sounds really great, but parent involvement is crucial to the student success. So how does this program integrate parent involvement?
Well, that's a really good question. So I know as a parent myself, a large part of why parents don't get involved is because they don't know what to do with their kids. They don't know what skills they need. They don't know what to do with them. They don't know where to begin. So a lot of parents just kind of push it off onto the teachers. But this program allows the kids to log in and work on it at home. So the parents can actually actively see what their child is doing. Every week we send home a folder with lessons that their child can complete at home, so the parents can kind of see what their skills their child is lacking, and can kind of go in that route to help them out. So the parents can encourage them to log in, but the parents also have an idea of what they need to work on so they can do it with the child as well.
Awesome. So it sounds to me like this program really helps students and parents take ownership of their own student learning.
Yeah, so and another thing that we actually have an informational presentation planned for September 10th, where the parents can come in and hear about the benefits of iReady, learn how to use it at home in their evening or weekend time. But in the meeting, we're also going to be talking about the dreaded 3rd grade reading guarantee and all of the nasty requirements of that.
So that's a really good idea to have parents come in and just kind of go over that information that they're going to need to know for the rest of the 3rd grade year. You've told me a lot of things about this program, how it increases students taking ownership of their work. So my kids get really bored doing the same thing all of the time. How are you going to keep motivation up for this program?
Lindsay, we tap into what the kids love most, and that's rewards. When the students take their diagnostic assessments at the beginning of the year, they are given a goal for the winter and then a goal to meet in the spring for both reading and math. And so with the lessons that the iReady provides and the classroom instruction that the teachers are doing and the interventions, the students are doing a great job of meeting those mid-year and end-of-year goals. So if they meet those goals in the winter, we're taking them on a bowling trip to the Madison Lanes.
Fun.
In the spring, we're kind of throwing around some ideas, but we're talking about taking them to the movies, pizza parties, but some other big fun activity. We also have the kids track their progress through their iReady folders that travel home, and the students have lessons that they need to they're required to complete within the week. And if they do complete those in the week, they receive dojo points from their classroom teacher. And then each classroom teacher kind of does their own thing with the dojo points as rewards. Some use them as money, some do raffles, but the students get to use those dojo points. But we also wanted to continue the We Before Me theme that we have here as a London Elementary. And so we've created some whole class goals for our students, and so this encourages them to work as a team, to encourage each other to work hard, to complete those lessons, but it also encourages them to help each other out. When someone's struggling with their reading or a math skill, other students jump in to help them out so that they can meet those class goals. So it really brings out the We Before Me.
I love that We Before Me mindset, and that you're using the iReady to keep that going. So I am curious to know what made your team start looking into these different resources. I mean, it sounds like you guys really have your stuff together. So why the push for this program?
Well, while all of our teachers on our team are amazing, we're wonderful, they work really hard for their students, sadly sometimes we're not doing enough. We just can't meet the needs of all of our students. And we're up against so much. We're up against the video games, we're up against TVs and movies and cell phones, we're up against those, instant gratification things. So sometimes when we're in our classrooms, doing the paper pencil and trying to, we try to incorporate those fun activities in, but just to compete with those things that kids get outside of school is just really difficult. We also have a lot of families that they don't put a lot of support in at home. They don't value the education system, and so we're also fighting that as well. So we were finding that our third grade students' state math scores have been declining over the last 4 years. We actually declined by 12%. We started out with 73% of those students scoring in the proficient range, and at this point, as of last year, we only have 61% meeting the proficient score. So that's a huge decrease, and it's really scary for us teachers because math is a crucial part of life. So we're hoping that the iReady lessons and the interventions that we can do using the iReady will help us to bring those scores back up, so we can get back up into our 73% range and hopefully higher. We also, after taking the beginning of the year iReady diagnostic test, less than 50 of our 150 students are prepared to learn the third grade math material. So that's a huge struggle for us. That's a large number that aren't prepared for where we are. Most of our students also were doing our beginning of the year BAS tests, and we have about half of our students that are reading below grade level right now. Our benchmark right now is a level M. The majority of our students, about half of them, 43% to be exact, are reading at a level L or below.
Yikes.
And the majority of those are in the JK range. So that's also a big struggle that we're having, that these students are required to take the third grade reading guarantee that is a third grade reading level, but they're not reading at a third grade level. So we took all of that stuff, and we just felt by adding the iReady into our classrooms that students were getting some more instruction. We, as teachers, were getting great intervention activities and knowing exactly how to help our students. And with those two pieces, we're hopeful that this year our students will be very successful.
Holy smokes. Sounds like you've really got your work cut out to you, especially with math and the decline there. So that's awesome that you have iReady to help prepare students for success there. But so how is reading looking with the iReady?
So reading with the iReady, I talked a little bit about the BAS tests. About 43% of our students are reading below grade level, and that's a big deal. And so we have the third grade reading guarantee that students have to take, and they have to earn a certain score to be promoted to fourth grade. And so as teachers, it's really hard to understand that, and for parents, it's really hard to grasp and understand that too. As of last year, 78 of our 150 students did not meet the reading guarantee promotion score in the fall. And the scary part is that the state has actually increased the score requirement for this year. And so we kind of took a look at our numbers, and if the new score that they have required for this 1920 school year would have been in place last year, it would have been 89 students that would have not passed the third grade reading guarantee. So that's a really large number of students that aren't meeting that score. And so we have our work cut out for us this year. We know that the state test is difficult, but again, we know that with the iReady on our side, our students are going to be better prepared for the test and for life.
Wow. So considering that data, I could see why your team wanted this program. It sounds amazing, and it sounds like it can do wonderful, wonderful things. Well, Sarah, I hope you and your students have a great year, and that they make the progress that you are hoping that they make and that they should make with these iReady lessons. All right, back to you, Eileen and Erica.
Okay.
All right, that's it for tonight's news.
Don't act like you're not impressed.
Stay classy, London.